What is going on, guys? We heard a couple days ago that Ghost Recon is finally finishing the ever disappointing Ghost Recon Breakpoint lifespan, and honestly, probably a good idea. Ubisoft really never made any updates for PvP or any insanely substantial content updates other than Operation Motherland and some things that overall brought the game to where it needed to be from where it was from. And honestly, the game cycle for Breakpoint, as been said by a lot of other people, has just been terrible. And honestly, the fact that the whole time they were developing this game, before it came out and after, the whole time they were trying to fix things, so it really was not a good life cycle for Breakpoint. So with them putting an end to Breakpoint finally and not giving any more updates, they're basically putting people towards Frontline, but also the new game codename Over, which is rumored by Kotaku and a lot of other people to be a Ghost Recon game. Now, are they gonna butcher this new Ghost Recon game? Probably. But there's a chance that they don't, and there's a chance that the game could be cool. But is it going to be open world? Is it going to be linear? Is it going to be focused on this? Is it going to be focused on that? Is there going to be PvP? Is there not? We don't know. At the end of the day, the leaks we have are Ghost Recon has a new game coming out with the codename Over, and it's going to be, you know, something about Ghost Recon. That's really all we know. Now, I saw videos from Big Fry TV to so this is info also from people like Big Fry TV or Bullet Catcher Gaming, and overall what we've seen is not a lot of intel about this new game other than that we know it's being developed, and it's been being developed for a year. And when I heard it's been being developed for a year while Breakpoint has gotten literally nothing in 5 months, it made me realize that Ubisoft Paris a long damn time ago was like, you know what, Breakpoint, it's over. Breakpoint is done, and they decided to go to Frontline and probably to the other game because they were like, yo, no one work on this because this is an absolute shit pile of fucking steamy hot shit. I mean, they try to do bug fixes the last update and those glitches are still there, so really they could never get the game to 100% clean and actually being polished. Although we have to give them credit, you know, the things that they did do did ultimately make the game better, like Operation Motherland. I actually had a good time playing the Conquest mode, but other than that, the game fucking sucked. Now, for the future Ghost Recon, what could they be doing? I heard G Money Mozart talking about, what if GTA Online was kind of a little inspiration for a Ghost Recon Breakpoint PvPvE type thing? And this is a completely different game, but damn, would this be a cool game. So imagine doing the Breakpoint game, but there's also like 12, maybe even like more than that, but there's like 12 other human operators on the map. And what you could do, I mean, what I was thinking is you could either maybe even fight those people if you run into them, or what they do can influence the world around you. So that would be pretty cool. Like if you were hitting up something in the Seal Islands and someone was out in Mount Hodgson doing something, those things would intertwine in that server or whatever, and you would ultimately, you know, have different world scenarios, or you wouldn't be able to do something, or something would be different because someone was already taking something out over there and you were in a different province. That was a cool idea. But they also have PvP to focus on, and they can go away from the 4v4 and try to make it a little better, or even go for the Battle Royale mode, but they are doing that in Frontline. To be honest though, with a new Ghost Recon, there's a lot of room for improvement because basically they had 2.5 years of a test game basically with tons of feedback, so they have more than enough information to make a good game that the community wants. Ubisoft though ultimately just doesn't listen to the players. They have all these feedback things and they have these surveys they do and they act like they care, but it doesn't seem like they are implementing the changes we really want other than little things, which is okay. They're still trying to implement changes, but you know what I mean? It seems like for most of their games they're just lacking hard, and it sucks because I like Ubisoft. I like Ghost Recon and I like their games they have, but Ubisoft has lost probably everyone's respect, let's be honest, but they've lost so much respect throughout the years just with updates and choices they've made, like the NFTs. We're not even going to talk about that, but literally NFTs, worst idea they ever could have done. But I mean, they have a new Ghost Recon they're developing, and they have so much info that they could do anything they could with it. Will it be linear or open world? No one knows right now. Will it be focused on PvP or not? Who the hell knows? I hope so. But Frontline is probably just gonna hold us over until we get the new Ghost Recon game. But I wouldn't expect it for a while, unfortunately. Frontline will probably be a little fun, but will ultimately die out pretty quick, sadly, unless it's actually pretty fun. I don't think there's gonna be third person though, so that is gonna suck. But ultimately, could it be a fun time? Yeah. But I can't help but feel like, I just feel like Frontline is a filler now that we know there's a Ghost Recon game coming out. And also, it feels that way even more because Frontline is a first-person shooter, and it just was nothing anyone asked for. So it was like they're trying to like recreate Warzone, like people have said, and ultimately it just didn't work as far as the trailer went. We'll see how it is when it comes out for people to play, but ultimately just no one wanted it, and they gave it to us, and they didn't even give us third person. So that's kind of what blows, but it could be fun. But with the new Ghost Recon game, codename Over, it leaves us with some hope of a new Ghost Recon game that could be good. Don't rush it. Don't come out with it soon, please, for the love of God. We don't need that. The longer the Ubisoft takes with this game, Ghost Recon codename Over, it could be really beneficial for Ghost Recon because they could actually get it right this time. But ultimately, what I think they need to do is implement a better story, because honestly, the writers were not doing good on this one. I don't know if they just didn't have good source to use or whatever it was, but there really wasn't a good story in this one. Wildlands, you know, we've probably, if you saw the tactical roundtable, you know, I kind of vibed with a lot of what A Squad and G Money were saying. It was just like not really story driven. You just kind of had to run and do stuff. And even in Breakpoint, they didn't have a Unidad like type of force that would come and just overwhelm you. You would have one, maybe two helicopters come at you and then you're done. So honestly, the new Ghost Recon needs to have a story driven focus, and it also needs to work on the firefights that are in the game. Like, we all love firefights. We want them to be crazy, we want them to be dangerous, and honestly, G Money was talking about firefights that were like 300 meters, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. There's no game right now that is focusing on long distance short of Sniper Elite or whatever, but who's playing that low-key? Like, there's no game that focuses on long range combat really, and PvP. That would be cool, but I'm not like, everything I want is PvP. Give me PvP, do it well, but let's talk about the PvE. If they could focus on making AI like dangerous at range with snipers, with gunshots spraying, things like that, it would just be so cool. The best thing about Ghost Recon Breakpoint to me was the Rebel event. The fact that there were so many dynamic things going on. We had rebels fighting, we had rebel outposts, we had fights just going on without you even being in it. That was like one of the best things for me in the game, because it gave the game life. What Breakpoint was missing that Wildlands had was actually an environment. So on top of a good story, the new Ghost Recon game needs an environment that feels alive and not dead and barren just like Wildlands or Breakpoint did. If they can produce a good story with a good environment and decent feeling gameplay, just Breakpoint, I don't think the gameplay feel was off. I think the loop was bad. I think the gameplay movement, it was good. I think people liked it. I think the movement system was a little quick. The circling, you could do things like that, but ultimately I don't think people think the game looked bad or like the movement was worse or anything. I think what people didn't like is it was boring. There wasn't enough content. The PvP was not getting any looks at all. And they just could have had a better like story mode. I don't know if I already said that, but still, like, they had a lot of fundamental things wrong with this game. And if they can correct those in this new game, and actually, if they actually take in what people have said for 2.5 years, they might actually come out with a good Ghost Recon game that could actually make the people actually get a little, they might be like, you know what, this actually looks good. I have some more respect for Ubisoft because they put out a good game, but we're not gonna know that for a while. We're not Frontline to chew on. It's not gonna probably be the best, but I'll probably grind it low-key, and I'll probably be murking a lot of you in it. But I just don't think we're gonna have the new game for a while. I feel like also we have been told, for at least I've been told, that you know, they finished Wildlands, they gave it its last update before Breakpoint went into the demo phase. So I'm wondering if there's some correlation there. I feel like it would be pretty quick. I feel like if there's anything that's going to be coming out right now, it's going to be Frontline, and then we'll have the new game in the future. But right now, I think we have Frontline to look forward to, and then we probably have in a year maybe or so, maybe we have a Ghost Recon announcement for a game, but I really don't see that till way far in the future. But I mean, we'll see what the new game brings us, and if Ubisoft can actually get it right. I mean, I hope the best for Ubisoft and Ghost Recon. I hope they don't butcher Ghost Recon anymore. But right now, what we have to look forward to is Frontline and a game that we have no idea what it's about. So right now, it's a little bleak. There's hope, but Frontline is the first thing we're gonna get. People don't want it, so it's a toss-up. But overall, I mean, we got something to look forward to, right? If you guys enjoyed today's video, I am literally always saucing it up here on YouTube, so definitely hit the subscribe button because we always get something good here. But I mean, that's all I got for you guys. I hope the Ghost Recon game that comes out is good, but ultimately you're gonna have to be the decider on that one.